stressed out, guys. It's kind of like stupid to complain about. I swear I'm not complaining.
If I was a Hollywood executive, I would blacklist her.
Okay, brace yourself, because if you just so happen to walk past London's iconic Palladium this week, you might not hear show tunes, but tension, actual tension humming through the bricks. That's right, whispers are louder than applause right now, and all fingers are pointing to none other than Rachel Zegler. Yes, that Rachel. The one Hollywood can't decide whether to crown or cancel. She's smack in the center of a full-blown rehearsal meltdown for Jaime Lloyd's high-stakes revival of Evita. And honey, this isn't just behind-the-scenes gossip, it's a full 5-alarm diva alert. Now, before Rachel's legal team starts warming up, let's be real. Everything you're about to hear is alleged, unverified, but also delicious. So pour the tea, sprinkle a little salt, and lean in.
I was actually, oddly enough, auditioning for a Broadway show of a very famous Broadway musical that was having a revival, and the producers and directors were ordering lunch while I was singing.
Picture it, day one. The rain is lightly misting off the theater marquee like the intro to a tragic musical. And in walks Zegler, not like a nervous first date hee-haw-ho starlet. No, like she's Moses descending Mount Sinai. Call time, 9 o'clock, I eat ready. Rachel rolls in whenever, o'clock, latte in hand, radiating, I'm here to reinvent art vibes. And then it happens. Clash number 1. Director Jaime Lloyd tries to gently offer a blocking note. Just a note. But Rachel cuts him mid-sentence. Yep, she apparently felt she knew exactly how Eva Perón would dominate the space. Not take the space. Command it. Bless her confidence. But also, woo!
Honestly, I thought I would be a lot more terrified.
Now, according to one poor ensemble member still recovering from whiplash, Rachel doesn't just take center stage, she's the planet. They just orbit around her, and it spiraled from there. Rumor has it, during a full company run-through, Rachel abruptly stopped mid-song. Not because of a mistake, no. She felt the creative energy was off, turned on her heel, and walked right out. Yep, left the cast frozen on stage like malfunctioning robots. Not exactly the kind of camaraderie investors dream about. But while theater Twitter is catching whispers of walkouts, Rachel's Instagram, it's a different universe. She's giving Zen goddess, channeling Eva's spirit. The photo dump, titled Channeling Eva's Fire, casually sits beside a perfectly curated selfie that looks more like a wellness retreat than a train wreck rehearsal.
I'm a very talented, capable individual. I'm here for a reason, I can do it.
Fans are torn. Half see a misunderstood prodigy. The other half, they're starting to nickname this musical Waiting for Rachel. And that growing divide? It's a powder keg. Because if even half of these reports are true, every miscue, every sarcastic sigh, every delayed scene, it's dynamite. Just waiting. And the red flags? They didn't pop up last week. They started blinking months ago. Way back in the table read phase, little whispers started floating out. She's late again. She won't drink tea unless it's temperature controlled. And why is she practicing vocals alone down the hall while everyone else is on mic check? Veterans of the West End, they weren't amused. They know when quirks become chaos, and oh, this smelled like chaos. Phones were buzzing day one. Rachel's late again? And when she did finally arrive, noise-canceling headphones on, breezy morning beauties to no one in particular. And out comes her travel altar? Yes, a personal humidifier, Manuka honey, and a crystal water bottle charged under the full moon.
If you have any opinions, I don't want to hear them.
Cute, sure. If they weren't already 20 minutes into blocking, that lost time turned a 6-hour session into a frantic 4. Pausing rehearsals midline to dissect character subtext. Within 2 days, she'd apparently challenged Eva's accent rhythm, the ensemble's breathing, and practically restructured the musical's spiritual core. Now Jaime Lloyd is the definition of diplomatic, a total Zen master. But backstage, the crew was hissing, she's directing the director now. One music note triggered a legendary moment. The MD, just trying to help, suggested softening a vowel. Rachel reportedly snapped, "Blend is for backup vocals. I'm narrating history. You could have heard a pin drop, or maybe a gavel."
What would you say to those who are just kind of overly critiquing the film at this point? You've worked so hard on it. All right.
The room froze. According to one dancer, it stopped being a rehearsal. It became her coronation. The ensemble started joking. Eva or no, harmless on the surface, but behind the chuckles, real fear. Because nobody knew what the show's rhythm was anymore, things truly exploded during the now infamous Don't Cry For Me Argentina showdown. Rehearsal room, harsh lighting, no illusions, just pure egos on display. Lloyd presents his minimalist vision. Still, Eva, no gestures, let the voice do the work. Clean, sharp, intimate. Rachel blinks, tight lips, then softly says, I don't think so. And what followed wasn't a conversation, it was an earthquake. She stepped center, launched into her version of Eva, sweeping gestures, raised arms, bold movement. It wasn't subtle. It was spellbinding. Half the room was captivated. The other half checking their watches as the schedule evaporated. One assistant stage manager looked at the clock, mouthed goodbye lunch, and started rewriting call sheets. Lloyd tried to gently reassert control, reminded everyone this was a collaboration. Rachel's reply, a smile. And then she dropped what has now become cast legend. A blueprint is a suggestion. History is what we build in the moment. The translation? According to one ensemble dancer, we're improvising a skyscraper. Hope the foundation holds.
Like, who has been the most exciting person for you tonight? Oh my God. Besides, took the words out of my mouth. Besides.
By day's end, Jaime Lloyd had caved enough just to keep things moving. But everything had changed. His calm, gone. The vibe, mutated. Rehearsals weren't rehearsals anymore. They were damage control. And just when you thought it couldn't get worse, it did. During the high-energy ensemble run of Buenos Aires, everything was clicking. Lee, blocking, music, electricity in the air. They make it 8 bars in, 8. Rachel freezes. Cuts the band with a hand slash. The energy is wrong, she says. I'm getting static, not revolution. Sheet music drops. The dance captain tries to reset. Too late. Rachel's already downstage, calmly explaining that the ensemble's choreography is blocking her aura. Yes, you read that correctly. One chorus member quipped later, our shoes muffled her spirit. But nobody was laughing in the moment. Time dragged. The air, thick. Jaime Lloyd, ever the peacemaker, tried new ideas. Nothing stuck. Rachel shook her head, unclipped her mic, and walked. No goodbye, no 5, just gone. And the room imploded. Text flew. Did she quit? Is she sick? Is today over? A 2-hour panic spiral followed. And the next day, Rachel returned like nothing happened. No apology, just let's focus.
People have real problems and no one gives a shit if she got paid for 17 instead of 18 on her multi-million-dollar salary, which is not calculated by the hour.
But the vibe forever changed. That walkout moment has a nickname now, the blackout. It haunts every rehearsal. Because once your lead disappears once, every session feels like Russian roulette. Will she stay? Will she bolt? Mid-week. Rehearsals hit DEFCON levels. A new term emerged. Zegler adjustment? Lighting cues changed because yesterday's blocking is now spiritually outdated. Sound mic recharted after a spontaneous octave leap. One prop master even labeled a mic Contingency RZ, and the entire crew howled. Nervous laughter, but laughter nonetheless. Behind the scenes, not so funny. Lloyd's inner circle says his famous calm is gone. His meetings, mostly fix-it sessions now. One assistant leaked a flowchart. If Rachel declined note V 3.1, options included clarify, offer alternative, or bottom of the list, escalate to producer. And the cast? They're now learning 2 versions of the same show, director's version A and Rachel's remix B. We're living in 2 realities, one dancer shrugged. Like twin babies in different incubators. Coffee runs now include a tray labeled morale shot. Street espresso for whoever just got steamrolled by Rachel's creative reinterpretation. Even the lighting team renamed the Q-File Franken Show. Stitch it together one day, watch it fall apart the next, and guess what? The cracks are finally showing everywhere. The big shift came quietly, but the moment it happened, everyone felt it. The second the subject line hit inboxes with "closed door at 2 p.m. mandatory," every gossip radar in the Palladium went off like a fire alarm. The attendees, director Jaime Lloyd, 2 high-level producers, a union rep, and this is where it gets spicy, legal counsel on speakerphone. Baby, when the lawyers enter stage left, the plot is about to flip. This wasn't some casual creative catch-up. Nope. According to insiders, the meeting happened in a locked-down conference room above Argyle Street. Blinds yanked tighter than a corset. What was discussed behind those walls is sealed tighter than a cast iron trap. But steam did leak, and oh boy, it's not good. Word is, Zegler's whole contract was put under the microscope, words by clause. And guess what they were looking for? Words like unprofessional conduct and material interference. One insider swore the phrase pattern of disruption came up repeatedly. Then someone dropped the real question. Does this qualify as breach? No one gave a definitive answer, not officially, but even asking it, that sent tremors through every WhatsApp group, every dressing room whisper circle. People started panicking. Because when you're deep diving into legalese mid-rehearsals, that's not strategy, that's triage. Next came the money talk, oh yes. A full slide deck was reportedly unveiled showing ticket pre-sales versus break-even projections. Translation, the numbers were looking grim. And one horrifying metric blinked on screen, risk delta if lead recast, blood red. But even scarier, the other option, risk delta if lead retained, darker red, like choose your doom vibes. One exec later joked dark humor, obviously. So either we eat the PR hit of firing the star or we bleed cash watching her implode on stage. Choose your poison, right? Now, here's where it gets juicy, contingency plans. Casting agencies, yes, plural, were contacted, discreetly, of course. Lawyers insisted it was all exploratory. But West End agents knew. Their phones lit up within 48 hours, asking about powerhouse mezzos, age 20, 35, Latin flair and strong enough stage presence to sell balcony-level pathos. Girl, just say Evita next time. Rachel, for her part, was reportedly only told there may be scheduling adjustments. Translation, they're moving pawns on the chessboard but haven't toppled the queen yet. Back in the hallway, the vibes were nuclear. Phone screens were glowing. Speculation was at an all-time high. One exhausted tech muttered, if the lawyers are reading the contract, we're past the intermission. And he wasn't wrong. At that moment, everything shifted. The tension was no longer creative, it was existential. This was no longer just about Evita, this was about survival. And right as that internal panic reached a boiling point, Rachel Zegler's public machine kicked into overdrive. Out of nowhere, a dreamy carousel of Polaroid-tinted rehearsal shots drops on Instagram, each picture practically dripping with amber light. The caption, finding Eva's heartbeat in the stillness between notes. Stillness? Honey, you left the building during Act 2. Even her castmates couldn't help but whisper. One cracked, between notes? Sis, you skipped half the song. Oh, but the post racked up heart emojis like candy. Deep in the comments, though, trouble was brewing. Questions about overtime, crew burnout. The disconnect between her curated vibes and their chaotic realities. Then came the video. A hushed tone, whispery selfie moment. Rachel, eyes misty, lips trembling, talking about the burden of leadership and the price of artistic truth. Cue theater Twitter exploding like fireworks on opening night. Supporters applauded her vulnerability. Detractors called it a PR stunt. One brutal quote tweet summed it up. Girl, the cost is over budget tech weeks. Yikes.
Studios really need to go back to what they originally did, which was tell your stars to shut up and not say things, because no one is paying to hear your star say offensive things off the screen.
And yes, her PR team tried to spin it. They handed a tightly worded statement to a theater blog. Creative intensity is being mischaracterized as discord. Trouble is, right below that quote, a box office chart showing nosediving promo code usage. The contrast? Hilarious. The blog wasn't even subtle. It screamed, this ain't intensity, it's a red flag sale with jazz hands. Meanwhile, receipts were being deleted. Allegedly, comments questioning the rumors of Rachel's walkouts mysteriously vanished. But fans screenshot everything. Those deletions just added gasoline to the fire. It became a Streisand effect masterclass. Backstage, cast and crew were watching it all unfold in real time. One ensemble member said, it's like we're extras on a reality show, but we're not even invited to confessionals. Another half joked we should swap ad on every post because this chaos is definitely sponsored. Phones across Theaterland are blowing up. Every ping could be a twist. Every text, a potential game changer. And as of now, we're all waiting for one of three endings. Rachel locks in. She owns that Palladium stage. Critics forget the chaos. Audiences swoon. The narrative flips. Diva redeemed. Hollywood comes crawling back with a Netflix musical and a Vogue cover. Plan B goes live. New Eva, new energy. Box office curiosity spikes. Rachel retreats to IG with an 8-slide reflection post on creative growth through adversity. Nobody acts. Previews limp. Opening night becomes a bloodbath of quote tweets and think pieces. Refunds explode, and the phrase "hurting thunder" gets immortalized in flop history. And you're front row, watching it all unfold. So spill it. Does Rachel Zegler still deserve the crown, or has this diva detour overshadowed the drama on stage? Drop your hot takes in the comments. We're grabbing popcorn, because this musical might be cursed, but baby, it's the best show in town.